it has been a minute, I know. But today, I wanted to do just something really fun, casual-like, and so we're gonna do a Q&A. Oh God, I almost fell. I asked on Instagram for you guys to send me some questions, anything that you want to know, and so we're just gonna go through that and answer some of them because I love when we get to talk, just like chill and talk, you know, just hang out. So I got a ton of questions from you guys. So many, it's awesome. So let me go through. I know that the most asked one by far is a question that I feel like I get a lot, and that is if I am planning to have another baby. The answer to that question as of right now is a hard no. Paul and I are perfectly happy with Violet. We think that she is awesome, and we really don't know if we can handle having another kid. You gotta think about yourself, your well-being, your sanity. And the other part about it is I really start to think about where our planet is going, and just there's so much climate change, there's so much horrible things, and like overpopulation, and do I really want to contribute to that? Not really. So right now, it's no. Violet's a one and done. I got a question from Megan's. What are your future tattoo plans? Right now, I have an appointment at the end of the month to get my ocean animals, my little kawaii ocean animals, which is manatee, a narwhal, a beluga, and then most likely a stingray. So those are definitely in the works. That's gonna take up a decent amount of space. I also want to get a How to Train Your Dragon tattoo. I want to get this. It's basically the way that my head is right now. My left arm is going to be movies and like pop culture stuff because that's all very important to me, because I have my Disney girls, and then I have my Heart of the Ocean. I want to get a How to Train Your Dragon tattoo. I want to get a little one of Neverland. I want to get a Kiki's Delivery Service. So I have quite a few that I want to go on this side. And then of course my animals are over here, and then those are really the only ones that are on deck for like eventually. It's so funny because before you get any tattoos, at least for me, my mindset was always, oh, it needs to be something important, it needs to have meaning, and that's all true for sure. But once you get one, it's kind of, for me, it's like a snowball where it's like, yes, these things mean something to me, but it doesn't have to be as deep as I originally was hyping it up to be in my head, if that makes sense. The sea creatures on this arm are for sure already in the works, but these ones are the future some point next year. I gotta take a break. We've gotten way too many tattoos. Me and Paul have gotten way too many tattoos this year. Paul, his last tattoo he actually flew to Iowa to go to this guy. He has an amazing Instagram, and so he got a Dragon Ball Z tattoo. It's the craziest tattoo. It's really, really, really well done. It's very elaborate, and I'm impressed with Paul for actually sticking it out and getting it all done in one session because it's pretty crazy. But I know his future plans definitely include Final Fantasy VII. I know he wants to basically have his entire, trying to think, what I'm saying, his right arm. I think it's his right arm. He wants his entire right arm to be just totally covered. And I know he wants to get Final Fantasy as a big part of that. The lower part's Dragon Ball Z, and then I know Final Fantasy VII is going to be a big part of the top part. This question is from Tams Rocks, and it's, what is your favorite anti-aging skincare product for acne-prone skin? I use a lot of The Ordinary. I like their niacinamide, just for all over acne, anti-acne kind of coverage. I also, for years and years, have been diehard for Mario Badescu. Their drying lotion for whiteheads and their buffering lotion is amazing if you have under the skin acne. Those have been my go-to favorite things from Mario Badescu for years and years and years. I really kind of separate anti-aging and acne, like they're not really related. I have products that I really like for anti-aging. I have the Estee Lauder nighttime eye cream I use a lot. The Ordinary is where I feel like I use most of my stuff. I do their, they have this peel that's like bright pink or bright red. That's a really good, a lactic, or it's an acidic peel. They just have really good stuff, and it's not expensive. And the drama that they had with the owner is gone because the owner got kicked out of their company. So there's no more kind of questioning if they're a good company or not. Their stuff's really inexpensive. It's really good quality. And so it's nice because you get to try a whole bunch of stuff, see what works for you. And you don't feel so bad about it because if it doesn't work, it's like $6. You can give it to a friend. Not a big deal. That's always my go-to. They have so much anti-aging stuff, and they have nice acne stuff too. But that buffering lotion, if you get cystic acne, godsend. Essie Cooper asks, what got you into makeup? I got into makeup when my friend and I went on a road trip to LA when we were in high school. Her aunt brought us to the MAC Pro store. So I was definitely into MAC when I first got into makeup. It was essentially MAC or nothing. I was very snobby in the beginning, and it's been really cool to see how it's evolved since then. This was probably like 12-ish years ago, 13 years ago maybe. It's neat to see how many other brands have stepped up their game, how they've completely changed. Right now, I'm looking at the Anastasia Aurora palette, for example. Anastasia back then, but not quite back then, but around that time was just brow products, and they were like these weird stencils, and their packaging was not great. It was kind of weird, and they've completely transformed in the last 10 years. It's nuts how much they've changed, and just all of these brands completely, it's just crazy. When I think back about how different things were when I first really got into makeup, it's night and day. Megan's also asked, this is another one. You have good questions, Megan's. What have you been using on your hair? It's gotten so long. So I'm so excited about my hair because, yeah, you guys, this is the longest it's been. It probably was this long when I was in 8th grade. I have an 8th grade ID. I don't know where it is, but my hair is blonde, and I tried to flat iron it, and you have to understand that flat irons back then, not so great, and I didn't know what I was doing. So my hair was very thick, so to speak. It was big, and it probably went about to right here. But what I think has been the best thing for me is that once my hair got to a point that I could put it up into a top bun, a top knot, without any bobby pins or without anything extra, I can just leave it up. So my hair, because of its thickness and just because of that I don't wash it very often, I can leave it up like that for like a week. Don't judge me. So sometimes if I'm not filming a video, or if I'm not filming stuff, or if I'm just feeling particularly lazy, I will leave it up for that whole time until I wash it again. This has been so good for it because that means that there's no heat whatsoever, and I'm not brushing it, I'm not messing with it, it's just up, away, and that's letting it basically be. It's been able to be incredibly healthy for being as vibrant as it is, which has been awesome. All I'll do to it really is that I'll do the roots maybe once a month. Probably should do it more often than that. And then I'll refresh the color maybe once a month. I always wash it with sulfate. I have it's a 10 shampoo and conditioner I use that has keratin in it. It's sulfate and sodium chloride free. We'll wash it, put deep conditioner on it because I only will wash it like once a week. So I always use deep conditioner. Then I use the It's a 10 spray, the leave-in spray. Let it air dry. Always let it air dry, and then I will flat iron it. I did a really crappy flat iron job today, but that's, I think, really why it's been able to grow, is because I've been able to just put it up and forget that it exists. It gets to the point that when it's down, I'm like, oh, my neck is so hot right now. It's so weird. But I'm just trying to grow it out. But I'm just planning to let it grow until I can't take it anymore. Cat Calamity asks, are you going to do some Christmas looks videos? Yeah, I want to do Vlogmas this year. I definitely want to have some Christmas decorating. I want to do Christmas baking. I've had a lot of people ask about baking. I love, love, love baking and would love to do some more videos on that. I just never know what to do in my kitchen because I'm always cooking, and baking is literally never clean. And you know, the internet, you need to set a certain expectation. I want to commit to something because every month I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be awesome, and then I literally suck, like this month. No bueno. We don't want that anymore. Wife of GJD Forever. What happened with that snow place and the use of your lips? Okay, if you don't know this story, there was this company called Snowopolis that is an ice cream place in LA and Anaheim, places like that. And they had this campaign for this ice cream that was coated in 24 karat gold. They had like gold leaf that they stuck to it. And they had found a picture of my lips with a gold lip gloss on. It was kind of dripping. It was inspired by Vlada. They used it without asking me. Nothing really came of that because I had my lawyer reach out to them. They basically sent them a cease and desist. They didn't respond, which is super, super lame, but they took all their stuff down. And it basically came down to my lawyer saying, you can pursue it if you want. There's no guarantees. It could be a waste of your money. Definitely could have, probably should have, but it was at a point where it was right when I was still dealing with serious depression, dealing with some like really dark thoughts going on upstairs, and dealing with so much lack of motivation that I mentally could not take it on. I didn't have the drive to do it. So that's really what it comes down to. Is it just I was in a bad place and I couldn't put that on my plate. I couldn't dealing with it, if that makes sense. Millie Mortimer asks, how's your mental health at the moment? Loving your content recently. Thank you, Millie. I'm actually feeling really good, finally. It has been a literal battle. It's been frustrating. I've been trying to go on walks at least a couple times a week with my dog, Riley. We go for a 30-minute walk, and it's really nice because I find that I don't think while I'm doing this walk. My brain gets to relax, we get to walk, not worry about anything, and I think having the exercise has also really helped. Also really been working on my inner self-esteem in the sense of trying not to beat myself up because I don't look the way that I want. I don't weigh the amount I think I should weigh. This isn't the right way, that isn't the right way, and kind of just trying to be, you know what I mean? Just to exist instead of worrying about all of these things that can't be changed in half a second like I want them to. Trying to realize that change takes time, and I think that has helped. Also, I feel like what's also helped is trying to take my channel in a direction that I enjoy instead of trying to keep it onto some track that is cookie cutter what I'm supposed to do. So trying to do things that I think are fun instead of just stuff that I'm supposed to do, so to speak. That's helped a lot too. Anna 26. What is a day in the life of Vi like? Oh my gosh. Let me think about that. Violet goes to school 3 days a week, so she loves going to school. She loves going to my parents' house. She and my dad are like BFFs. They go to the train park where there's this park that has like a little train, and they love to go there. She loves Pokio. If you've ever seen that on Netflix, it's a British show. It's it is something. She loves Mickey Mouse. She's just silly. I mean, I drove her to school today and she was being a robot. So she walks into school going, I am a robot. I am a robot. And it cracked me up. She's just funny. She told me she was being goofed out. She felt goofed out all day. That's how, because she was being so silly. It really is day to day. I found that sometimes she can be so much fun and silly like she is today. And then other days she can be just a little bit dramatic. She gets over dramatic with stuff, and so we've been trying to work on that, trying to work on the selfishness thing because she is an only child. She's an only grandchild, really. I mean, Paul's sister has a daughter that is 2 years older than Violet, but she lives in Connecticut. In Arizona, at least, she's the only grandchild, and so she's very spoiled, and so we're really trying to work on that and sharing and thinking of other people, and it's been it's been a struggle. Kyle Nielsep asked, dude, have you tried Chaos Makeup Multichromes? Listen, I've had so many people ask me about these Chaos Makeup and Dawn Eye Cosmetics. So many people ask me about this brand. I want to try it so bad because the swatches of these, they are insane. They look like nothing I've ever seen before. They're multichromatic, which I didn't even know was a thing until recently, and they just shift depending on, it's like duochromes, but with like real color. It's crazy. I have not tried them yet because I have been cheap. That's what it comes down to. The Chaos Makeup ones and the Dawn Eye, I think they're $25 each, and I just, I've been really trying to be more aware of the cost of makeup. I'm trying to work on myself, trying to work on really questioning things before I buy things. And when I see those and I see they're $25 for one color, it just kind of stops me in my tracks. And it kind of is like, oh, I really don't want to spend that because how often am I going to use this one color? So yes, they look amazing and they look nuts and I want to try them really badly, but I just can't justify that price. I mean, to get all of them is $100, and how often am I going to use those? Not that often. Okay, Sam's Beauty Sparkle. Grilled cheese and tomato soup or grilled cheese and chicken noodle? Tomato soup. I also have a weird thing where I love grilled cheese. My favorite grilled cheese ever is sourdough bread, chipotle Gouda from Boar's Head. You can get it at wherever your deli is. So good. But I always have chocolate milk with grilled cheese. I know it sounds weird. I don't know where it came from, but every time that I have grilled cheese, I need chocolate milk. And I don't drink chocolate milk ever, so I don't know, it's just one of those things. Miss Racine 1, what is your favorite part of being married? I love that Paul and I have a very open relationship where literally nothing is off the table. We talk about everything. We're very open with stuff, and Paul's really good at communicating, and I definitely have been someone in the past who was very passive-aggressive. I still have passive-aggressive tendencies. I've been able to work really hard on being more open, saying how I feel, working through stuff. stuff. And I think that that's helped us tremendously. Grateful and Free asked, how do you swim in a sea of depression when you have a kid? I'm struggling, girl, bad. Oh my gosh. So Grateful and Free, I feel you. Trust me, it is really tough, but the best thing you can do is to talk to somebody. Go talk to your doctor. Go find a therapist. There's even, I keep seeing on Philip DeFranco, he talks about these therapy companies online where you can just text them. Those things are so important, and that was my biggest thing. I ignored that stuff for so long because I had never had depression, and so I just kind of was like, nope, it's not real, it's gonna go away, this is not happening. When I finally was like, this is stupid, I can't take this on by myself, and actually reached out for help, that's what made the difference. That and time. It's tough. I am 100% giving you virtual hugs. It's the hardest thing ever, and I really hope that you can work towards finding something that works for you, finding things that make you happy and can help you get out of that, because it is definitely something seriously real that I wish more people talked about, more people were open with, because sometimes definitely feels like we're alone. We're not alone. So many people are going through it just like you. So many people struggle, and you are an amazing person for struggling with that, as well as taking care of your child. It's very difficult, but I highly, highly, highly implore you, is that the right word? You definitely should talk to your doctor, talk to a therapist if you can, see what works for you, see what they recommend for you to do, and to help yourself get out of it, because it's hard. Okay, I'm gonna do one more question because otherwise we'll be here forever. This is from Kristen Can Cope. What do you miss about the old YouTube/beauty community? I think the biggest thing is feeling like we all had a connection without feeling like there was an ulterior motive. I remember being on YouTube, and everyone I talked to I would connect with, and we had really good relationships with, and it was very real. It didn't feel like you were questioning somebody. You didn't feel like you had to wonder why did they want to know you. I know that still exists, because when I go on, for example, my collab trips, when I go with Collab Makeup and we go to New York or we go to LA or we go to Texas, wherever we go, when everyone's there, we all get along immediately. And it's so much fun because we all connect. We all vibe so well. I mean, when we were in New York the last time in October, we all went out after all the meetings and everything and all hung out for hours and had it was such a blast. And that's the vibe that I know still exists, but I feel that a lot of the times people are thinking in the back of their head, if I get a picture with this person, if I show this person, that person, it sucks having to wonder that type of thing with different relationships. I know with my collab family that we all get along really well, and so it shows me that it gives me hope that there's still a lot of people out there that do just want that connection and do just want to feel like they have real friends, people that they can talk to that do the same thing as them, because this can be an incredibly lonely job. I mean, I'm sitting here by myself talking to myself, and everything else is virtual. It's not a tangible thing. So when you can find friends that do the same thing as you and actually feel like you can vent to them, talk to them about real problems, throw ideas off of one another, it's really helpful, and it's a lot more rare now than it used to be. I think the other thing that I miss is that it feels a lot harder to get super excited about new collections, because there's just so much makeup. There's so many new things coming left, right, and center all of the time, and that can make it feel very overwhelming. And a lot of the times, collections that maybe you're excited about get overshadowed by newness. And that kind of can be a bummer. Ending this on a high note, clearly. Thank you guys so much for all of these questions. I'm going to answer some more on Instagram stories if you are curious about anything else that wasn't answered here, because there was quite a few questions and I don't want anyone to feel like I was ignoring them. Again, thank you for watching this video. Like this video because I like you, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Subscribe. Love you guys. See you next time.